something, and it's like you just say, "Oh, that's just magic." Like you're just having conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's right or it excuses him, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Magic just sometimes magic is just magic.
I would be surprised if they slam him though.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. I mean, he was on a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
He's cracking jokes.
Yep.
I mean, and I just think it's a lot about nothing. But I do agree with y'all in that it was either way a rookie mistake. And he's going to learn that now he represents and his guidelines are different.
Yeah.
And if he wants somebody to say that, text Kobe and let Kobe go on the show.
Yeah,
and let
unrelated.
But he can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
it's
perfect.
got a lot to do with whoever's in Indiana being salty as hell, I'm sure.
Of course, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's gone.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting pushed for time. So really quickly, we're gonna touch on a few things here. So moving on to the NFL, we saw Odell Beckham take an ugly hit low in the preseason game last night against Cleveland. Looked a lot worse than it actually turned out. Turns out it's a high ankle sprain, which is bad enough, but could have been a lot worse. So with that, with the scare that I'm sure that went through the Giants organization and the NFL, probably one of their biggest stars possibly being done for the year. Give me one name. Who you first? One name of a guy who gets hurt in the preseason would hurt their team the most throughout any team in the NFL.
Oh wow! To me, it has to be Thomas Brady. He's out.
Yeah.
He's out, and they're potentially can win the next Super Bowl back to back. Next 3 out of 4 years. Tom goes down, they're relatively okay. The playoffs or maybe the playoffs, but Tom goes down. That they're not the perennial Super Bowl power front. They're just not.
What about Keyonne? You agree? Tom Brady?
I'm not saying necessarily agree on Tom Brady, but the fact it's a quarterback, I would probably say Aaron Rodgers. I would say, you can name any.
Give me one name.
Shit. One name. I'm gonna say Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Say Matt Ryan.
All right. Al, who you think?
I'm gonna go with. It's hard not to. I agree. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, obvious choices, but honestly, I'm gonna go with the scare that almost happened and Beckham.
Mm-hmm.
And I think right now he's, if not the best, one of the best players, position for position in the league.
Yeah.
And when you look at the Giants, their strength is their defense. Their weakness is their offense.
Yeah.
If they were to lose the best player on their team, maybe in the league, for the season, they probably wouldn't win. I'd give them 6 games.
Yeah.
I'd give them 6 games. That's how terrible their offense is overall. And because I don't have a lot of faith in their offense. I think their offensive line is weak. I think their running game is non-existent. Eli is just one bad hit at his age from sitting down. Yeah. And if he sits down, their quarterbacks, I think I can compete with them.
Yeah. I'll push it a little further, Jay. What if, and I don't want to say nothing bad, but what if it had been more than like a career injury? You know what I mean? I think that devastates the Giants. Like, I don't even know where they go from there. They're done.
Yeah. And he's half their swag.
I agree with that.
The other half, I think, is that safety, Collins. I think he's the other half of the swag. But I think their spirit right now, everything evolves around. On offense is Beckham. On defense is Collins. And if you lost Beckham, woo. So I'm going with
the
Beckham.
whole offense changing.
Yeah. There is no offense.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon Marshall is okay. He's older, but he's a good receiver. And so is Shepard, another good receiver. But the only difference maker, and I say the only difference maker they have on offense is Odell Beckham. Okay. That's it. Everybody else is okay. Beckham is the truth.
Yeah, and first, I totally disagree with Tom Brady. Just because when you look at their situation, for one, you got Bill Belichick. He always seems to work things out, and you got the best backup quarterback in the league, Garoppolo. So as much as not saying that losing Tom Brady doesn't hurt, but I think they can make it. Like at least they, like you said, they still be a playoff contender. Maybe not a championship contender. They still be a playoff team with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, that conference so whack.
What are the playoffs though?
No, but I said the most.
Oh, I mean, to me, that's the. I mean, you want to go to playoffs, you want to win shit. You want to win shit.
But even what I'm saying is, even with Tom Brady, you're still a Super Bowl contender. It ain't like no guarantee that just because you got Tom Brady, you're gonna win the Super Bowl.
No, but it's never guaranteed.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is like. But what we do know is Jimmy Garoppolo can play, and he's a playoff caliber quarterback.
I'm not convinced, but okay.
You know, we've seen it. You know, like we've seen him play at a high level. Is what I'm saying. And I kind of agree with Odell, but with him not being a quarterback, like receiver is such a dependent position. If Eli gets on a hot streak, they can make it work. They still, they're not going to be as good, obviously, but I still think, you got Brandon Marshall, you got Shepard, you got other pieces.
And a weak offensive line and running back.
But I still think it could get worse.
Brandon Marshall, y'all offense is on lock.
But I still think it could get worse. Like, I would say, if Dak Prescott gets hurt in Dallas, and you got to go with Kellen Moore, and I'm saying I'm saying based on what we know right now, so you have no Zeke Elliott for 6 games, no Dak Prescott, and you got to go with Kellen Moore.
Wait a minute. I'm not saying we wouldn't suffer, but I'll take Kellen Moore, my offensive line, the wide receiving core that we have, and the running backs that we have until Zeke gets back. If Dak was to miss the season, I mean, not in terms of I take it like, ooh, that's what I want, but compared to losing Odell Beckham and what they would be left with, and all of the fact that the offensive line is a problem and their running game is a problem. So now, pretty much this year, Giants have to throw. That's how y'all gonna win games. Y'all gonna have to throw the ball because we shutting the offense, the running game down. Without Odell Beckham, how do you do that?
You want to get shot in the eye or stabbed in the ear. I mean, that's what this conversation sounds like. It's like none of
I think it could get I don't know. Like last year and if Ben Roethlisberger got hurt, you telling me Landry Jones? I just think, for one, if it's not a quarterback, I think it pales in comparison to any quarterback you throw up.
Well, the reason why I'm so high on Beckham is like the way it's not so like Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, they in the same category, like as far as like top receivers. But the way the Giants he is their offense pretty much. You know what I mean?
But you still have a top tier quarterback.
It's different with Pittsburgh. It's different with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got Bell. It's different with Atlanta because if Atlanta lost Julio, they'd have running backs to offset. The Giants don't have their offense. They don't have that running game.
Yeah, but we've seen Eli win Super Bowls with David Tyree and Hakeem Nicks. So we know Eli can make
a better offensive line and a running game.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you're saying Eli's just going you still have an elite quarterback. That's the most important position in sports. If you got a quarterback, you can at least make it work.
When you look at elite quarterbacks, and I will barely give you that Eli is an elite quarterback. You got to admit he's at the bottom of elite quarterbacks, though.
Well,
that's still good.
That's what it's like. Okay, he's a top 7-8 quarter. I'll take that.
Okay, you would take him over who? Your guy? Would you take him over your guy?
I ain't ranking quarterbacks right here. What I'm saying
but answer me that question. Would you take him over Ben?
Well, no, I wouldn't take nobody over Ben because I'm a fucking
nobody
homer.
over Ben. Wouldn't take Brady over Ben.
Al, I'm gonna use your language. You are not gonna convince me. You can stop trying to convince me to take somebody over Ben.
I'm just amazed that you wouldn't take nobody over Ben.
No, because
you would take Aaron Rodgers over Ben.
I just told you I ain't taking nobody over Ben Roethlisberger. You want to keep asking me this question?
I'm sitting there like,
are you an attorney right now? Because I'm gonna tell you the same answer if you ask me 31 different ways for every quarterback in the league. I'm not. Yes, I'm a homer in that sense. So, but Aaron Rodgers is not part of this conversation. What I'm saying is that any quarterback.
I love how Al changed the subject though.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that if I got 5 wide receivers and only 1 quarterback, I'm taking my chances of replacing one of those 5 wide receivers over a quarterback.
Like when you say that's I'm agreeing with you, but then when you look at case by case, I think the Giants are kind of
like overall, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you overall, but in this particular situation, this situation is the exception to your rule. That's all I'm saying.
No. Because there are quarterbacks that are way more important to their teams than even Odell Beckham is to his team. You mean to tell me if Aaron Rodgers is done for the year, that's not going to hurt worse than Odell Beckham going down?
Like so let me ask you a different question. Which team do you think has the greatest chance of winning it all? The Green Bay Packers or the New York Giants?
Or
as constructed.
And think of this. Think of this as well.
All right.
Who do you think wins more games? Green Bay if they lose Aaron Rodgers, Giants if they lose Odell Beckham.
Giants.
Who wins more games?
Odell Beckham easily.
I disagree.
Who's Green Bay's backup quarterback?
I agree with that.
I have no idea.
Henley.
Exactly. Henley. That's my point. You know, Brandon Marshall.
No.
You just named 3 more receivers on the Giants. You can't even name the backup quarterback in Green Bay, and that's one dude. You just gave me 3 names in New York.
I feel you, Jay, but I also, because they are my rival, I know the Giants. Right? I know my enemy. Mm-hmm. And in this particular case, I don't know Green Bay. I do know the Giants. If you give me Odell Beckham is not on the Giants this year, I'm telling you they're not winning 6 games, bro.
I think you're selling the Giants short.
Yeah, with that, they got a top 3 defense. You just said they got even though you barely put them in, they have but that's your rival. You biased, I get it. You got an elite quarterback.
Right. Give Eli his due.
You got a Hall of Fame receiver in Brandon. Even though he's older, he's still a guy who's done it in this league. But you saying 6 games? Like you mean to tell me Brett Hundley is going to march the Green Bay Packers out there and win 10 games?
That's what I was about to do.
I might say 7. I might say 7.
7 games.
I'm just saying more than the Giants.
So you telling me that Brett Hundley is going to win more games with? I
got to
the 1% again, buddy.
I got to side with Jay on that one. He kind of got you. Well, I'm with Al, so you got both of us. I can't go with you on that. Like if they lose Aaron Rodgers, it's kind of a wrap.
Because Aaron Rodgers, if they lose Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay's defense is not as good. Their offensive line is about the same as the Giants. They got Ty Montgomery at running back. That's the same as having what's the dude in New York?
Paul Perkins. I'll give you Green Bay. I'll give you Green Bay.
No, that's worse than Perkins, Jay.
I'll give you Rodgers over Beckham. I'll give you that. Yeah. I'll give you Rodgers over Beckham. I'll give you that.
But the point is,
I'm not saying that for a lot of other quarterbacks, though.
I ain't saying
that's probably that is a unique. You know what?
Rodgers, though.
We talk about unique situations. That Green Bay is kind of. I even think they're doing Aaron Rodgers a disservice in his career, in the prime of his career. They ain't put nothing around him.
Yeah,
so that's like a very unique situation in itself. Just like the Giants is a unique situation.
I ain't gonna give you Brady because I do know their backup.
I don't think. Yeah,
I'm not giving you Brady, but I will give you Rodgers.
I'll say Rodgers. I may even say Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do that great anyway.
Yeah,
I'm saying they were a playoff team last year.
That was last year.
But that's what but they're projected to be a playoff team. Like the Giants are not this juggernaut. So the Giants, that's like saying the Giants ain't gonna win nothing anyway. What does Beckham matter?
No. I do think the Giants have a shot at winning their division. I think if they win their division, could get hot and I think they could beat people because of their defense.
I don't want y'all to think I'm shortchanging Beckham, and I love Odell Beckham. But
You're just saying
I
he's
think
not
they
as
compete
valuable as a
with
quarterback.
Beckham. I like the Giants. I mean, I